What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday here on the Kristian Harloff Show. I am John Roca, current star of the new show, The Schmodown, that is happening on the Schmodown Vault channel. But we got so much to get into today. I'm sitting in for my brother Kristian Harloff, who is off doing other things. I am not alone. Winston Aloysius Marshall will be joining us in a little bit, and we're going to talk about all things going on in the world of entertainment and kind of outside the world of entertainment with the massive news that broke today as well. So hope you're ready for a fun hump day. Sit back, relax, and let's enjoy ourselves. And let's kick this thing off here. It's the Kristian Harloff Show next. Oh, yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kristian Harloff Show here on this Wednesday morning, August 12th, 2026. Hope you all are doing great. Thanks for joining us here. We got so much to get into and have a little fun. For those of you who joined us last night for Spill the Tequila, well, guess what? It's Spill the Tequila Part 2, because I'm joined this morning by Winston A. Marshall, the king of swag himself, having fun with us. So let's bring it in the circle. Okay, all right, there you go.
Yeah, man. That's what I got is instead of Spill the Tequila, it's Spill the Irish Coffee. Like, let's go.
It's a morning. It's a morning. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I figured I meant to put this on backwards.
Oh,
just from the standpoint of, like, I mean,
are you gonna show us your titties? You gonna turn this around? No, okay.
I can. I mean, if y'all want to see some titties,
I
guess I just look. I can tuck it. What Key and Peele? I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog.
Pay for donations. This is the kind of show that gets donations. Come on.
This is the one. This is how you do it. Okay, there we go. Since
Winston Penny Barber over here gonna show.
Okay, since my dude's got a new owner for the team that he plays for, you know what I'm saying? I had to go ahead and rock my Doncic today.
Yeah.
I'm good, man. I wish the Sparks would stop losing. That shit pissing me off. But
you went and saw them last night at the USC.
USC, man, and Kelsey Plum was back, but she didn't play. But it was cool. I've never been to the Galen Center before, man. That was dope. So that was
USC's a fun campus, bro. That's a fun campus, USC, man. I don't know if I could ever graduate from USC if I went there, because it is a fun campus.
Well, that was my number one choice. I don't think I ever told you the story, man. I kind of had a fuck situation happen with that, where I applied. Most of my family went to USC, so I applied. Okay. I get a letter from the Black Alumni Society being like, "Congratulations, man, on getting into USC. We want to get you a scholarship, set up and all that kind of stuff." And I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." A week later, I get my rejection letter from the school. So then it was like, I know. So then it was like, yo, what the? And so we go and we hit up the Black Alumni Association that had hit me up about this, and they go, "Oh my God, we're so sorry. We got our shit crossed. We didn't mean that. We didn't understand, blah, blah, blah." And my mom was like, "We will sue the fuck out of them. You won't be in that school." I was like, I don't want to do that. I really because that was one of the first major rejections that I ever dealt with in life like that, where it was I was told one thing only to find out it was the other. I'm not trying to do all that. I just want to go to school. And I had gotten into where I ended up going Occidental, and they had given me a 75%, 80% ride. So I was just like, you know what? I'm good with it. And I'm glad that I did. I mean, things with my life would not have turned out the way that it did if I didn't go where I ended up going. So, but it was a good point. But it was wild, man. It was wild. I was ready to, fight on all that shit. And
it's a good lesson for a Wednesday morning. Sometimes things don't work out because your path is supposed to go in a different direction. So for those of you, a little inspiring stuff this morning. Don't be sad. Don't be sad that you missed out on something. Look at it with a bigger perspective and realize that, something better might be coming down the road. Last night, we celebrated our 8th anniversary together, Lady Outlaw and I. And if I hadn't gotten out of that terrible relationship that I was in that tore me apart for 5 years, I wouldn't have gone into therapy, fixed some of the issues of the people I was choosing to be with, and ended up with an amazing woman like I've ended up with. So sometimes because I really wanted that relationship to work out. I worked hard for it, and it just didn't because we weren't right for each other. But the thing is, in the end, it was supposed to clear the path for me to get to the thing I'm supposed to get to. So sometimes the things we want aren't necessarily the things we're supposed to have, and it's better that we get the things that we get than the things that we wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you're spot on. I mean, my anniversary is in a couple weeks, and then I'm getting married in May, and then the same thing. If I met my fiance like a couple of months after getting out of a relationship where my ex was unfaithful, man. And I was like, fuck the world. I was super pissed. I went in a full hoe phase. I was just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck no more. I don't want no relationship. I'm just gonna crush. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. We just getting ass. And then the next thing you know, me and her kind of doing our thing. And then I was like, oh shit, I kind of like her, but nah, heart in my heart, man. Like, I'm done. I don't want to. And then I was like, do you want to go on like a real date? And she was like, why are you acting weird? And then I was like, I don't know. I kind of want you to be like my girlfriend. And she was like, okay, why don't you just say that? Like, why are you acting weird? Like, what are you doing? So again, you never know how going down a path that doesn't seem like the one you chose, or going into a tunnel that it's dark and you're not happy about it and it's scary and all that kind of stuff. How when you come out the other side, man, the light that's on the other side might be exactly looking for.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't work out because, like, I got into a van in Houston with PLD, and my life's been a living hell ever since. I mean, I'm in the Schmodown, so you know.
I thought that was going. Man, I ain't going nowhere. I thought that was going in a completely different direction, and then I got in a van with PLD, and I woke up with kidney, and now I'm on a most wanted list. And, you know, why
I'm in trouble.
The moniker outlaw, like.
Oh man, but we got so much to get into today. We're gonna have a little fun on the show today. Thank you to everybody who's already sent in super chats. Keep sending in the super chats. We'd love to get a good number of super chats today, you know, because Kristian is having both of us host for him today, but he is out doing things. But support the channel, send in your super chats, send in your love as we go along. But let's start with this story, because this story just broke this morning, and I know we don't normally do sports on the on this show, but this is Bob Iger related, and Bob Iger and the other Kushner, Josh Kushner, have apparently bought the Lakers for $12.5 billion. Of course, this comes on the heels of Josh Kushner being involved in that World Cup in Gianni Infantino corruption scandal. Quickly pivoted here, and they have bought the Lakers from Mark Walter, who bought the Lakers a year ago, and they bought it for $12.5 billion. Mark had bought the Lakers for $10 billion, so $2.5 billion profit overall for him and his investors. Of course, this all depends on them getting approved by the NBA Board of Governors, but this is Bob Iger and Kushner. Kushner's owned a minority stake in the Memphis Grizzlies, I think, so he's already, you know, got a good relationship with the NBA. But dude, this is insane. Like, Bob Iger here doing his thing doing his thing in this situation, and not just going back and resting on his laurels. He is now going to own the Lakers. By the way, this is all so interesting because he's no longer in charge of Disney. Josh D'Amaro is. He's still on the board, but I think that term ends by the end of the year. So what a pivot here to own the Lakers. What are your thoughts on this? Bob Iger moving into this world, out of the world of moviedom.
It almost feels like now, it's funny because this kind of stuff doesn't manifest overnight. It almost feels like Iger was probably approached with this, and he was like, hey, I ain't got enough capital right now. You know what's going on though? My old job, they fucking up. Let me go get some more dollars out of them real quick. And we can turn around and let's go buy us the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? You thought I owned Hollywood before. I'm going to own Hollywood. I'm going to own the Showtime Lakers. How about that? Right. And it almost feels like he went back to work just so he could turn around and get his real, like, post-retirement kind of like adventure and shit. That is crazy, man. And to think that the dude that bought it a year ago just made a $2.5 billion profit, that almost feels like money laundering. I don't know how you.
Not that we're accusing him.
Alleged, not an accusation. Not even saying allegedly. I just it feels like it. It's optically in the way that, like, people were like, oh, are they getting rid of all the black superheroes at Marvel? Right. No, but optically it don't look good. Optically, this looks like, I'm gonna hide 2.5 billion real quick. That's what this feels like. But it is what it is. I think the thing that's interesting, if I'm not mistaken, though, I don't know if you read that in this thing. Someone told me that this means technically, because it sold so quickly, there was something in the contract about the first sale that kind of protected the Buss family for remaining in charge of basketball operations and everything. This could mean they could be fired now if they don't want them. Now, the statement they put out says, no. We're really appreciative of the Buss family and everything they've done. And they're still going to do their thing. But if they wanted to, like if let's say this snow time Lakers thing doesn't work out this year and they get mad about that, they could go, nah, y'all are done. Get out. And that would be crazy. Knowing how long they've owned the team.
And Walter is the guy, he owns the Dodgers as well and the Sparks. And so I think maybe there was some, the Dodgers have been spending money like crazy. So I think maybe this is part of like getting some more money into their coffers to spend on some of the people they've been trading for or signing with contracts there, the Dodgers. But in the end, this is really an amazing situation. Kushner's only 41 years old. What the hell were you doing at 41 years old? It wasn't buying the Lakers, for God's sake.
I'm
watching
like,
us right now. So
hey man, look. I got 2 years to figure it out. All right. I got 2 years
to own a team.
to buy the Dodgers, Sparks, and Lakers. All right. I'm gonna figure this shit out. It starts with when the show is over. I take my little money from this show. I go buy my Powerball ticket for the night because it's at 9:57. So I am roughly almost a tenth of the way away from being able to buy the Lakers, or the 12th of the way. So, we're working on it, all right?
It's going to be something. It's going to be something. It's going to be something. All right, let's move on to the more entertainment aspects, and let us know what you think about the Lakers being bought by Bob Iger. Let us know in the comments section or send in your super chats your thoughts on this. What does this mean? What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to see? I mean, Iger has such strong connections to Disney. Of course, Disney owns ESPN. So does this make it even more of a crossover synergy type situation where we're going to see a lot of promotional stuff for Disney through the Lakers there with Iger's connection? I mean, it could open an interesting new world in terms of crossing over sports and movies. We've already seen that in the past, but this could be a whole nother level possibly with all of these people going together on this. So we will see. For sure. All right, let's get into some of the entertainment stuff here because we got so much to talk about. Let's start off with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let's bring that up here and have this conversation, Winston. Brand New Day passes 700 million at the domestic box office. Will it break Star Wars records? This is coming to us from Comic Book Movie over there. Josh Wilding says only 6 movies have reached 700 million at the domestic box office, and Spider-Man Brand New Day has now become the 7th. While we're waiting on updated numbers, the movie matched its $17 million haul from Monday to Tuesday, which is bargain ticket day. Spider-Man will now swing beyond 700 million today, Wednesday, August 12th, becoming the 4th MCU movie to do so after Black Panther, No Way Home, and Avengers Endgame. That's incredible company. With an expected 50+ million lead over Avengers Endgame at the same point in its run, The Wall Caller's latest movie is definitely going to reach 900 million in North America. Will it challenge the Star Wars Force Awakens of 936.6 million to become the biggest blockbuster ever in U.S. history? Could it even reach 1 billion stateside? It's too soon to say, but neither outcome is impossible. Heading into its third weekend, Spider-Man Brand New Day will remain number one with an estimated 57 million to 72 million. The best third weekend ever belongs to Force Awakens with a massive 90.2 million. So Spidey likely won't beat that record. However, with strong weekdays, the sky's the limit for Peter Parker after scoring the biggest second Monday ever. Spider-Man Brand New Day also webbed out the biggest second Tuesday, which is a spectacular result. The End of Oak Street will open at number 2 with a predicted 20 to 25 million. Certainly getting a lot of positive buzz from people who saw the screening on Monday night. I skipped out on that, but a lot of people are very positive about this. And then Paw Patrol is also coming out as well. So this is a fascinating thing when you look at it, Winston. I mean, this is quite a number that it's at, but it looks like though it's slowing down from the other numbers that it's compared to, which is Force Awakens. It is a little bit ahead of Endgame by 50 million, but will this peter out? Will this get there? What are your thoughts here as you're looking at it overall, how it's doing at the box office? 700 million. It's only 300 million away from breaking the record.
Which is fair. I'm laughing because in my brain, as we're reading the story, I was like, it only needs how much more? Okay. And all I could hear is, do you remember Cat Williams' Pimp Chronicles? Like his first special out. Honestly, I would say his best. I as far as that goes. But he has the whole thing where he's like, sometimes you gotta think like a pimp, and to that point, when your hoes is listening, they be like, I don't know how daddy gonna do, but I'm gonna do my part, and you start tying your hair up and start walking the street. That's how I feel about Spider-Man. The minute I heard it only needs how much more? Let me go ahead and buy a ticket real quick. Come on, this motherfucking record. I genuinely think it's very possible. I think that the speed at which this is going is too ridiculous. The fact that you continue to break records for this is the second Tuesday of a movie release, and you broke another record, and you throw all the stuff around it that's just eating just dog doo-doo. Like one night only didn't do well. Nope. Super Troopers didn't do well. Nope. Like Toy Story is kind of done. Monsters and Minions is still doing its thing, but it's kind of tapering out. Yes, you're about to have what were the movies that we just said are coming out?
End of Oak Street and Paw Patrol. Yeah,
I'll take a bite out of both of it, no pun intended, for both dinosaurs and dogs. But at the same time, again, the way that this movie is and the way people are talking about this movie just bodes the opportunity for it to continue to grow. That and Odyssey. Odyssey obviously has slowed down at a much larger rate because of the fact that it had been out for a few weeks and it being R and all that stuff, but it's still doing its thing. Like it passed 1 billion a couple days ago, and will probably, I think that might tap out at maybe 1.2, 1.3, probably, which is great for Nolan. But I think it's very, very doable for that to happen. Now, what I don't think is happening, and that was the thing that was talked about a lot, is people being like, "Oh, it could be a $3 billion movie." I don't think so. I don't see that happening. I think it'll cross 2 billion very soon.
Right.
Maybe it gets to, at maximum, I think maybe 2.2 or 2.3.
Yeah.
But that's probably where it stops, is around there.
I think 2.5 to 2.7 is still possible, but it's slowing down. You can tell that it's slowing. Yes, it's doing good Monday, Tuesday numbers, but the fact that it's 50 million behind Force Awakens, although it's a little bit behind Force Awakens, but doing better than Endgame. That's good and all, but I do think it's starting to slow down a little bit. And if I was part of the marketing team, honestly, at Marvel, Sony, whatever, I would actually start a campaign and do commercials where you're like encouraging people to go see it. Help us get to $1 billion, like domestically. Help us break the Force Awakens.
Just straight up beg for it. Just be like, please.
Seriously, like make it a thing. Like make it a movement. People like to be involved and they like to be part of it. What just happened? They like to be a part of it. And so I think it'd be smart to make it a movement and get people excited. And this is your contribution. We see Kickstarters, all that kind of stuff happening. There's a way, because this is a damn good movie. It's not like they're making you go see a bad movie. So like this is a way of like, help us get to $1 billion domestically so that Spider-Man, and especially because Star Wars is such a damaged brand right now, there's a way of playing it up a little bit where you could like get people inspired to go and see it over and over again in the multiple formats it's available at and cross that. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Yeah, cross that.
This sounds like you trying to get a super chat donation. The same kind of strategy here.
I wish. Whoa. Yeah, listen, I'd love to get $1 billion. I'd love to get $1 billion in here for super chats. Look, of course.
No. That's greedy. That's greedy. I don't need to hit $1 billion. That's wild. Just give me the 956 that's in the Powerball right now, and I'm good. I don't need a whole billion. 956 after taxes, you get about half of that. I'm good with that. That's fine.
Yeah. I need $1 billion. Just slide me $1 million or two. That's all I need. You don't need all that millions. Come on now. You don't need all those millions. What he says, no anti-capitalist, us rich folks. No, I'm just saying I think there's a way to get people involved in it, and it's a grassroots type of thing. And like I said, it's such a good movie. It's such a heartwarming movie. I think that's another element of it too, is like people need to go back and feel that over and over again. So there's a way of like, if you can figure out the right campaign, I think this could be a lot of fun, but I'm sure they won't do that because also it's like Marvel, it's like Disney trying to beat Disney, right? Because Marvel and Star Wars both under that window. And I know Sony's involved, but still, I think there's a way to do that. But could be amazing to see that happen. But look, all of it is, I'm happy. Yeah. Oh, Amazing Spider-Man, right? Exactly.
You sound so disappointed that I called that out. You genuinely like, man, shut up.
No. Sometimes I don't see it happening when I do it. I'm not smart enough to catch it these days anymore. I'm too slow. But I think it's great, and I hope it makes the money that it needs to make and gets to the position. The questions become though, like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? What's next on the situation? Because Amy Pascal has said she wants Destin Daniel Cretton to come back, but Spider-Man 5 doesn't seem to be much in the works. And I imagine we're going to have to wait probably another 4 or 5 years, right, Winston? Because we got Doomsday, Endgame, Secret Wars, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange. Those are all, and then X-Men. Those are all coming. So, like, Spider-Man, where is that going to land? I'm sure we're going to have to wait until way after Secret Wars for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's the problem is I think the holdup, truthfully, would probably be Tom and Zendaya. Like, if I'm keeping it a buck, I've seen too many interviews where Tom was essentially like, yeah, pretty soon here I'm gonna be going into like a pseudo retirement, and like he didn't give like an exact it's happening today, but he was essentially like, once I start having like a family, I'm gone until my kids are of a certain age.
Oh, that's a great
and then
point.
I would come back. And if there is, who knows what projects they have on the line and stuff like that, but they've already made a lot of money. They're probably going to, Tom may get a nomination. I don't know if he will or not. I don't think Zendaya did enough in Odyssey to get one, to be honest with you. Maybe she gets one for Dune. I think she's already won multiple Emmys. You know, they might feel comfortable enough with what they've done right now to walk away from the game for a bit. Who knows if she feels the same way? But he himself has said, yeah, I want to take time away from it. Because he's always said he loves acting. He doesn't love Hollywood.
Right.
And so the idea of, I've made more than enough money, I've done enough things that I've like cemented myself. That doesn't mean that he's just going to be fully out of spot. Like, if they're going to do another thing and they're really going to pass the mantle, I could see him being like, all right. Let's go do that so I can pass that mantle right away. And then I can do little stuff here and there. But I have a feeling it's going to be a minute. The MCU is fine. Sony is going to pressure like crazy. So if they're smart, I would suggest what they do is make sure you get Beyond the Spider-Verse done. That should really be the focus right now, is let Beyond the Spider-Verse kind of be your coup de grace right now. And that buys you enough time for Tom to do what he wants to do. And then you can circle right back around. I know you want to jump right back into it, but if he's not ready, or if he doesn't want to do that, you can't do it without him. That's not happening. So that would be a scenario of like, all right, let's go do Spider-Verse, bring him back, and like, you know, the next movie comes out in like 4 or 5 years. And that movie is the movie that he passes, so he really can walk away for a bit if he wants to walk away. Yeah.
I think those are all excellent points. Real life is always going to get in the way of this stuff. And Tom always seems to strike me, and quite a lot of people that work with him, as a guy who is very aware of his surroundings, aware of his life, and is not caught up in living that Hollywood life. And so it would not surprise me that he takes a break, is a dad for a while or whatever, and you work your way back to it, or you cycle back to it. And he's spoken very strongly about handing the torch off to Miles Morales, and says he's already got a plan for that. So that may be also what they have in motion. Yeah, exactly. He's very aware of how much people want to see Miles Morales in the MCU as well. So we'll see how that plays itself out for sure. PLD, do we have any ads? I didn't see any ads in the email. So what ads are we playing, PLD? Which ones are we playing?
I got it for you. We're going to talk about Kachava.
Okay, all right. Let's take a break here. Let us know in the chat what you think about the Spider-Man situation. Do you think it'll hit $1 billion? And send in your super chats. Let us know what you think about the situation. Will it hit $1 billion domestically is what I'm getting at. And what number do you think it's going to land at? Do you agree with Winston, 2.3? Do you agree with me, 2.5, between 2.7? Or do you have another number? Do you think $3 billion is possibly still in play? Let us know in the chat and in your super chats. All right, let's hear from Kachava, PLD.
So for me, when I was a kid eating cereal, who am I kidding? 2 months ago when I was eating cereal, I just think about being a kid, though, when I smell that smell of the cereal and watching Saturday morning cartoons. So that's what I love about Kachava. And I'm not going to lie to you. I have like one bag, 1.5 bags left. And there's a brand new one that they just sent me that I blasted through. It's the cinnamon French toast one. But this is really amazing. So for Kachava, if you don't know what it is just an amazing nutritional drink that just gives you everything. And it's everything your body craves. And it's just one simple shake. It's made, the cinnamon one is actually made with real cinnamon bark from the richest, kind of deepest, most authentic flavors. And you just take 2 scoops and it completes the nutrition that your body craves. It's got protein, it's got fiber, it's got greens, it's got so much more. And ever since Kachava came on as a sponsor, I've been going to the gym, having a shake, and it's just like, wow, it just energy, and I feel incredible. No artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, no non-GMO, no soy, no animal products, no gluten, and no preservatives. That's what I loved about it. So many flavors that you can choose from. Treat yourself to a childhood favorite. You go to kachava.com, use the code Kristian, and you get 15% off your first order. That is Kachava, which is KACHAVA.com, and use my code Kristian. Go to kachava.com, use the code Kristian for 15% off of your first order.
Yes. I am a luchador, and I come from a proud line of luchadores. My grandfather was a luchador, my father was a luchador, and I am carrying on the tradition. But there is more to me than just this mask. I have a lovely wife and 2 beautiful children. We vacation in the south of France. I'm a big fan of cooking shows. And also, I am a successful businessman. And I'm trying to be top salesman of the year. Love it there, I love it. Carne molida, yes. It's not all suplex moves and jumping off the top of the chairs on top of somebody. Really? Where's the coffee? I want to be taken seriously. There is more to me than just this mask and my abilities in the ring to be a campeón.
Bro, you got paid.
Hey.
I didn't realize you had done so many commercials for them, bro.
Oh yeah. 35. I got 35 grand off that one. I think 35 or 40. And then 40 was the other one. 35 on that one. And then they made a whole campaign. They had like me on the side of 18 wheelers, and I went and did like appearances at like these corporate functions. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Del Real treated me well, man. Yeah.
That's crazy. I am thoroughly impressed. That's hilarious, bro.
I was younger days. By the way, don't give PLD credit for that. I found that commercial from years ago and sent it to Kristian. That was not PLD. He's super jealous he didn't find it first. So don't give PLD credit.
When a goldfish can. When a goldfish can.
my old manager. My old manager there. That old manager.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Anyway, so that was a lot of fun. So shout out to Del Real Foods. They are still selling. They're great food. I get them occasionally. It's good stuff. The carnitas are excellent there when I go to the Smart and Final. All right. Anyway, let's move on to some other Spider-Man stuff, Winston. Let's get your thoughts on this. Rosario Dawson talked about her cut scene from Star Wars. We all know she plays Nurse Claire Temple, hashtag the Night Nurse.
From Spider-Man?
Yeah. A
you
rumor
said
came.
Star Wars.
Oh, sorry, Star Wars. Sorry, Spider-Man. A while back, I said Spider-Man. A while back, a rumor came.
Spider-Man.
Hombre de araña. A while back, a rumor came that Rosario Dawson was reprising her role of Claire Temple / the Night Nurse from the Netflix Marvel shows in the recent Spider-Man Brand New Day. The film owed a few weeks ago, but sadly, no sign of Dawson or a character on screen, even as the actress confirmed the reports that she did film a scene in character alongside Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Speaking at GalaxyCon, how many fucking cons are there? Jesus. Dawson said she got very far along on the film before the verdict came down. I tell you, my post was already ready with my behind the scenes with my grandson wearing all the Spider-Man stuff because he loves Spider-Man. Then I got the email. So yeah, I'm a reject of Spider-Man. The film's writers Chris McKenna and Eric Summers tell The Wrap it was for an early scene after the Spider-Man battle with Scorpion. Rosario Dawson is great. I wasn't there for these discussions, says McKenna, but it was great. If anything, if you have a movie that is 2.5 hours long and it's almost an embarrassment of riches with so many great characters and so many great scenes, Summers added the scene they did was a good scene. I think the only reason it's not in the final cut was just that it was probably cut for time because it was very good. This is interesting because, Winston, I'd heard the rumors that it was more that she was there with the Punisher and that's how the Punisher got in to sit there next to Spider-Man. But this sounds like it's a completely different scene that she was a part of earlier in the movie. So it would have been a nice nod. It would have been a nice thing to be a part of. But, I mean, this film was already chock full of people, man. So what are your thoughts on this stuff and Rosario Dawson getting cut from the film?
I mean, it sounds like it wasn't anything that was going to be like paramount. So if you're trying to save time, and the movie was, in my opinion, the perfect length. If you go any shorter, I feel like you're gonna miss some stuff. You go any longer, and people are gonna be like, okay. So I felt like if you were gonna cut some stuff, that seems like something that makes a lot of sense to be cut. I think the only thing that I have bitched about constantly with this movie that I think is enough of a plot hole. Why is Hulk all of a sudden like or Bruce? Why is Bruce deciding I have to contain the Hulk? That is never. And I'm not even talking about like, she got in my head. Not that. Beginning of the movie when we go and see him, he's like, "This is my inhibitor. I'm using it right now. I had to rein the big guy." We never really got a reasoning for that. So I don't know if that was something that got cut. But I love Rosario Dawson. I love the Night Nurse. It's okay. It wasn't necessary. Like it wasn't like she had some particular power that was the thing that was saving him from death, or that she had like the key to the genetics to help control. Like if that was some of the stuff we're talking about, sure. But if it's just to have Rosario Dawson show up, be like, I know that character. We didn't need to do all that. That's fine.
Yeah. It would have been something. I like when she pops up. I love Rosario as an actor, so it's always cool. But I mean, I imagine they cut it because they felt it wasn't necessary for the film itself. And overall, seems like it wasn't what people were speculating, that she was there to help Frank get into this, because she says her scene was alongside Tom Holland. So it could have been some fight or some situation later on or earlier in the film that she was like helping him through. But if it had been the person who was helping Frank get into the hospital and not have him be seen, then I think that would have been interesting. But it doesn't sound like that's what it was. But I mean, this is Hollywood. You know, you get cut sometimes, no matter who you are, no matter what your name is, you get cut sometimes from a movie and it sucks for you. But, this is the game. So, yeah, I don't think it's that as big of a deal as some people might think it is. So. All right, so let's move on to this other story. This is fascinating. I talked about this I'm going to talk about this on the Geek Buddies. Our episode drops today at 1:00 on my channel, but Nicholas Hoult is apparently playing Gilderoy Lockhart in season 2 of this Harry Potter series. Fresh off Superman and Mad Max Fury Road over the last few years, he will now play the flamboyant and arrogant Professor Gilderoy Lockhart in the second season of HBO's Harry Potter TV series. Lockhart is a central character in the second season, which will be based on the second book, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. He's a famous wizard known for many heroic acts that he has documented in a number of books, though he is also incredibly vain. So basically, he's the OG influencer of the Harry Potter world. Talks about himself a lot and writes about himself accomplishing all these things a lot. So we know that that's a big part of being an influencer, is talking about all the things you've done. Gilderoy Lockhart becomes the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher at Hogwarts, but it soon becomes evident he is not qualified for the job. Of course, Branagh played him in the adaptation. The season 1, the series debuts on December 25th of this year, and they're going to start shooting pretty soon the second season. So I imagine that's why they're announcing his casting. So interesting choice, Winston. Gilderoy Lockhart, if you watch that Chamber of Secrets, certainly foppish is the word that comes to mind, vain, arrogant, but also and kind of incompetent at times. But still sweethearted, by the end of the film. So this is good. This is a nice kind of change of pace considering what we've seen him play with Lex Luthor recently and other things. It's something like in The Great. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it is tricky to follow, the a legendary actor like Kenneth Branagh, but
Yeah,
I think if anybody can do it, Nicholas Hoult is the dude. I mean, same thing, following behind Lex Luthor, following behind oh my God, why can I not remember his name? Not the one that played Zuckerberg, not
Jesse Eisenberg.
Not Eisenberg. Who was the first? Please promote on champion. The first Lex Luthor.
Oh, Gene Hackman.
Thank you.
Gene Hackman. Okay.
In my opinion, we just pretend that Eisenberg wasn't there. It's a blank little spot in my mind.
Grandma's peach tea. Yeah.
But I think in the same way that Nicholas Hoult really, in my opinion, was the true successor to Gene, I think this is now the successor here to Kenneth Branagh, and Nicholas Hoult is a powerhouse, man. I think he'll absolutely crush this. Yeah. So I am very, very here for it. I think that like he has that same kind of charm. And that's what you kind of have to lean into, is he really is like Gilderoy. It really is just so full of himself.
Yeah,
he is so full of himself, and I think that Nicholas Hoult, as we saw, like Gilderoy is a stupid version of Lex. If you think
kind
about
of,
it. It's the same kind of charisma. Oh, he's so great. He's so this. He's so that. He is literally just. I forgot Spacey did Superman Returns.
Oh right, yeah.
We don't. That's fine. We can again. I would say that Gene is the only one. We're just gonna say Gene. Spacey. Someone said Spacey went to the Phantom Zone. You goddamn right. That's exactly where he went. He went to the goddamn Phantom Zone. But I love this. I love it. I love Nicholas Hoult. Did you see what was it? Juror number 12 or whatever?
Yeah, Juror number 2 was good.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was so good. It was so like I just hold that in my mind for all of his performances are good, but that was one that just sits there, and I'm just like, dude, you're such. Why do you not have more awards? Is my question.
Warner Brothers messed up the rollout for that movie, because that movie was damn good. Clint Eastwood directed the hell out of that thing. Him and Tony Collette, Nicholas Hoult and Tony Collette were excellent in that movie. So yeah. But this character also has shades of like The Menu, the guy he played in The Menu, right? Is that little bit of like kind of thinking he's on top of stuff when he's not really on top of stuff, and kind of being a little vain and foppish at times. And so I think that's going to be fun to play. And for all the issues people might have, with JK and all that. And of course, one of the actresses came out this week and was speaking out against the situation as well. These books speak to so many people, and they affect so many people. So yes, it can be troubling. It can be a little bit of a minefield to walk into it. But as an actor, these are some really well-written roles, and they're rich characters to play. And so when you're called upon, there is a feeling of like, well, I want to do something that challenges me. I want to bring this to life for my kids or the kids in my family or the kids I know. And so, I think this is a great next challenge for him. It's interesting, though, to go to a TV series. And Nicholas has done that. As I said, The Great and a couple other things he's been a part of TV-wise. But he's, mostly been kind of been focusing on films lately. So I think this is going to be a nice, interesting change to go down to the small screen again and do something like this here in season 2. And he'll be all through season 2 because Gilderoy is throughout that entire book.
Right,
it's a big role
before he just doesn't really show up again. No, I think that, but that I think is perfect. Then you got a role that's iconic enough that people will remember that, and you're in and you're out. You don't have to stick around after that. But that's not that he doesn't already have stuff. He probably doesn't like going to cons. Maybe he likes going to cons. Not that you need you already played Beast and you already played Lex Luthor, but you just gave you another thing to put on your con banner, resume, whatever. If you do ever decide to do that, of like, yeah, man, he's been in some of your biggest pop culture and nerd movies and shows across, all sorts of platforms. I think that's great for him.
How many franchises is Winston, right? You've got DC with Superman. You've got X-Men with Marvel.
Now Harry Potter,
Mad Max.
That's right. He's in Mad Max.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
dude, he's crushing.
Yeah, he's just missing. He's missing like a Star Wars one. I think
he's collecting these franchises like Infinity Stones, bro.
Yeah, that's right. That's what and so I could see him playing a Jedi down the road. That could be really interesting on maybe a TV series or in a movie. That could be fun.
I kind of like the idea of him maybe going Sith. To be honest with you, instead of a Jedi, let him be a Sith. Let him be a bounty hunter. I feel like I'm liking this evil side of him. I would love for him to continue down that path personally.
I agree. Well, what do you guys think? Some of you Harry Potter fans out there, what do you guys think about this casting? Let us know in the chat or send in your super chats and let us know what you think about that kind of stuff. I worked, obviously, at the Harry Potter land there over at Universal Studios, which was a lot of fun. And I know that there are people who came dressed up sometimes as Gilderoy. And so I know that character carries a lot of weight with some of the fans. And it's a fun character to play, because you get to do all kinds of outlandish things. So I wonder if there are some of you who are watching us now who like this casting or don't like this casting. Let us know, because he's kind of a younger choice for it, where Brano, I think, was a little bit older than Nicholas Hoult when he was cast as the character way back when. So interesting stuff for sure. All right, let's see. Keep sending in your super chats, everybody. We're at 24. Would love to get us up to about 670, 80, 100. That'd be a lot of fun. Can we get that? Help us do that for sure. All right, we're going to get into a little bit of possible spoiler territory for Avengers Secret Wars. So I'm just letting you all know this now. This is on the rundown, so we're switching over to this. Here we go. Avengers Secret Wars rumor reveals plans for Spider-Man and Wolverine. This has been a Spider-Man-centric show here, Winston. Rumors have swirled for months that Avengers Doomsday will open with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man squaring off in the midst of an incursion. I think it would be great. If you've ever read the comics, you know that Spider-Man and Wolverine always have some fun interactions, fighting or not fighting. Deadpool, Magneto, Dr. Octopus, and the Green Goblin are also rumored to be part of the sequence that reportedly concludes with the apparent deaths of both heroes. That explains why Wolverine isn't fighting alongside the X-Men when Dr. Doom's Sentinels attack, though many fans have expressed disappointment with this apparent waste of both heroes. We've heard from multiple sources that both Jackman and Maguire will have more substantial roles in Avengers Secret Wars, and insider My Time Shine Hello has now shed some light on what we can potentially expect from the duo. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man will reportedly have a quest together in Avengers Secret Wars. They are looking for something or ... someone. It's an intriguing use of both characters, lining up with what we've heard about a handful of survivors from the pre-Battle World multiverse assembling to take down Dr. Doom. As for that someone, we're going to put our money on Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Interesting. Appearing on Good Morning America in June, Hugh Jackman refused to answer questions about his rumored MCU return and wouldn't budge on the subject, even when the host pointed out that the actor didn't say no. He remained silent. He said, "You got me early in the morning. If I was going to break this was when I was going to break," but he did not break on this occasion. And Maguire has largely remained out of the spotlight, rarely acts, so we've not really heard from him on the Spider-Man story. So this is interesting, Winston. You've got Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Wolverine going on a quest here to find something or someone. So what are your thoughts on this? So would you want to see this team up down the road?
I mean, yeah, I think you're talking about the leaders of the previous generation of superheroes here.
OG Fox, Marvel,
Fox and Sony, because obviously Maguire, from the Sony side of things. But I think that would actually be kind of a cool way to bring them back in. I'm really grateful. I know that we were concerned when Brand New Day was starting to dust up that they were going to immediately jump back into. They loved it so much. Give them more Maguire and Andrew. And it's like, please don't. Please just give us a contained Spider-Man story, like a street level story, which we got. It had greater implications, but it was a street level story for the most part there. And so I think that this is how you do that. Now the ultimate thing you have to figure out, how do we get off of Battle World? How do we kind of try and put the universes back together, our worlds back together and stuff like that? And if that's what ultimately happens, is they realize, you know what, man, look, we really are both heroes on our time. Let's go fix the timeline. Let's figure this shit out instead. I think that that's a fun way to use them in that regard, is, because I'm curious if they stick with what they're talking about with Doomsday, that they get knocked out or taken out in the beginning, but then when we come back to them in the next movie, it's like, okay, we didn't die, but our worlds are gone, so let's work together to figure this out. I don't hate that, and especially because then that gives you the opportunity to bring everybody in. You can literally bring everyone in, and if there's anybody that's not in this first movie, either because they were mad about it or like they've had to hide it this whole time. That's another way to bring like, oh man, look, we did get Mahershala for one movie. Here he is, and here's how do you say her name? Famke Janssen.
Famke Janssen. Yeah,
Famke Janssen. Like, yeah. So like she so far has not been reported to be in Doomsday, but like I wasn't part of it. You bring her in. Bring in anybody else that didn't get that opportunity to be like, okay, we got to come together to find how we put this all to bed, and then ultimately you make one universe when it's done. So all of those people can be retired and they can be like done, and I got my moment, and now here's your new cast going forward for all these characters, and we get to move right off into the sunset.
Yeah, and we're getting this off of Scoopers, so just because they use the image of Tobey Maguire doesn't mean it's going to be Tobey. It could be Tom Holland. It could be Tom Holland and Hugh Jackman, which gives you a taste for them possibly having a movie down the road solo, like we saw with Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, a Wolverine Spider-Man movie, dude, you might as well just fucking open a new bank, a new series of banks to put that money in, because I think that could make $3 billion, for God's sakes, a Wolverine and Spider-Man movie together. So it could be interesting if that is an offshoot of what happens in Secret Wars down the road. So I like the idea of putting them together. Whether it's Toby, whether it's Tom, it could be fascinating. But this idea of looking for something or someone, I think that's interesting too. What could they be looking for? Is it the symbiote? Could be. Are we throwing Venom into the situation? I mean, what's the thing? Or are they looking for Andrew Garfield? Are they looking for Toby? Is it Tom looking for Toby? There's all kinds of questions I have in my head. And why would Wolverine be involved? That's another element. So what's the cross purposes with these two guys?
I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine in a long time. There was something like what did they keep referring to him as? I guess, or maybe that was the lie by the
anchor being, the anchor being,
anchor being. Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just the whole anchor beam. Beam scenario, and that's why they somehow survived, but they're like, we can't let this happen to all the worlds, and go that route.
That could be interesting. I could definitely see that happening for sure. But I like the idea. So I like the idea of them opening the door up. Yeah, I know. Welcome to the old man days.
Not the best color man in the league for nothing, folks.
What?
This guy pitched at his own kid at a father-son game. I love that. By the way, there's a new documentary coming on of Bob Uecker for us old farts to watch and enjoy him and his days. Which I'm including me and PLD in that because he's an old fart himself. All right,
I am an old fart. I'll admit that, but I want to say something else. The chat might know what they might be. The character they might be looking for in Doomsday is Mr. Cook. I'll tell you about him in a second.
Mr. Cook?
I'd rather stick a hot iron in my mouth than welcome that serial murderer into this colony.
Besides, it's been so long since we've been to a party.
I'm not exaggerating.
You have offended me for the very last time, Mr. Cook. I demand satisfaction.
What is that? I've never seen that.
What just happened?
I've known Mike for a long time. I've never seen that. What is
that?
Holy God.
Wait, was that Mike?
Yes, that was Kalinowski.
Play that shit again. Hold on. Play that shit again. What?
I'd rather stick a hot iron in my mouth than welcome that serial murderer into this colony.
Besides, it's been so long since we've been to a party.
I'm not exaggerating.
You have offended me for the very last time, Mr. Cook. I demand satisfaction.
I wasn't like, bro, that just goes to show that I clearly wasn't in on the joke for a second, because I saw that didn't clock Kalinowski at all because of the wig and everything else.
Right.
So I was just sitting here just like, Mr. Cook. I'm over here while this is playing. I'm like Googling, ain't no character named Mr. Cook. What? My brain, I was like, Charles Cook was a stand-in for Avengers Infinity War. Nah, that can't be what the fuck they talking about. What is going on? And then, oh man, I can't not believe that. That's fantastic.
It's called Field of Honor. But shout out to the smoke show that he is standing next to, Betsaida Landon. Quite an attractive, actually, Puerto Rican. There you go. So yeah, she looked good in those shots as well. So there you go. Shout out to her.
That is absolutely wild.
Can I tell you the tell of Mike Kalinowski? If you watch that first part, if PLD could play that first part again after I say this, he clearly remembered his line halfway through his line, and you can tell that little dip for that first.
I'd rather stick a hot iron in my mouth than welcome that serial murderer into this colony.
Besides,
those two pauses.
Hot iron in my mouth and a it worked though. It worked, but yes, that is. I thought about it for a second, but that's, if you were ever going to do that, that is the most natural way to do that shit.
By the way, that was Mike's girlfriend at the time.
Was it really?
Oh, okay.
Hey, look, she looks a little bit like Shannon, so he's got a type. You know.
Hey,
so
man.
Respect.
Mr. Cook will return in Doomsday. I'm dead, bro.
Bring me the head of Spider-Man. Bring me the head of Spider-Man.
Bring me the head of the notorious Spider-Man.
Respect, Mikey. Respect. Mike could always pull too. No surprise, that's his girlfriend. Mike could always pull. He's a good boatman.
Dude, the dude is you and Kristian and him are all around the same age, right?
Mike's just a few years younger, not a lot, but just a few years. You know, remember when we was pushing that shit in the Schmodown that he was like supremely younger than me? I was like, and I called him out in Orlando. I was like, that bitch is 4 years younger than me. He can cut that shit out right now. But yeah, he's a little bit younger, but not a lot younger.
But like, to that point, the man still looks like he's only in his like late 30s, early 40s, man.
Mike,
like, so he's aging exceptionally well for one of the fairer complexion.
I love this. Penny Barber will co-star in the sequel. Yeah, there you go. That's right.
Mike will really forget his lines then.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man. All right. Okay. Should we are you sending me this PLD so we can move on to this instead? This could be interesting. All right. This is a Lantern story. Should we? All right, let's play around with it. This is kind of we're calling an audible. It's a new story about Amanda Waller and Paradise Lost being no longer in development. So this is interesting. Let's take a look at this article here, Winston. And I'm reading it as you guys are reading it with me, so I read this. This is from Leslie Goldberg over there at the Ankler, good website there. When Lanterns premieres on Sunday, will cap a nearly 7-year journey to the screen that has included at least 4 takes, 2 creative teams, and more executive changes than Green Lantern himself could navigate. The series debut is a milestone for James Gunn and Peter Safran's stewardship of the DC Universe, which has been on a roller coaster at the cinema with 2025 Superman high and this summer Supergirl low. The IP is almost the most Aaron Pierre, all of that, blah, blah, blah. Lantern sales from Chris Monday, Damon Lindelof, Tom King. We know all this. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, Berlanti, Arrow collaborator Mark Guggenheim, and Seth Graham-Smith would complete 8 scripts. Okay. In today's column, I reveal how Berlanti. Oh, wait. We can't even read this, PLD. Well, what's the situation here? Why'd you send this if we can't even read it? Because we got to subscribe here. What's the deal?
Yeah, I got it off Twitter real quick. I didn't get a chance.
God damn it, PLD. Fuck,
man. Can I just say,
yes?
Can y'all just do it already so we can like move on? Like, I feel like this has been a will they, won't they for the longest time.
It's never been a will they, won't they.
I just need to see the hate, and then we can move on. I like, bro, Jesus Christ, man. It's like watching Benson and Stabler for 30 fucking seasons. Who you calling a bitch? I know that you are the power bottom. Get the fuck out of my face, BLD.
Who you calling a bitch? You and I-T-Y. Yeah, exactly. Well, here, let's look at this article. Maybe this gives us a little more update.
Heated rivalry.
Except he's the hockey puck. Last week, Paramount Plus officially announced Ascent, a new thriller series starring and executive produced by Viola Davis, created by John Logan. Wow, that's a lot of heavy hitters. Set to be in production in Los Angeles, 2027. And this is coming to us from Matt McGloin over there. As I noted while covering Supergirl's exit, the announcement all but confirms that Davis's long-promised Amanda Waller series at DC Studios looks like it's not happening. Yes, the streamer Superman Davis is owned by Paramount, the same company currently trying to buy Warner Brothers. It's also where James Mangold landed after supposedly developing the MCU Swamp Thing. So, maybe that's the situation. We're just not going to get this Amanda Waller series. And if we don't get it, it's yet another James Gunn project that he announced that that is not going to happen. And people remember, hold on, if this Paradise Lost thing is true, I wish we could sign up for the Ankler so we could get the news on that. Yeah, because I mean, I kind of want to find out, PLD. I don't know if we can sign up for that, like a free trial or something for the Ankler. Let me see if I can do that real quick, because then we can read the rest of this article. Log in here. Hold on. Let me log in while I'm not on this thing. So yes, full name, create account. Will it let me sign up for, because I kind of want to read this article if it hits the things that I think it's going to hit. Keep reading. Do I have to subscribe? Is that what I have to do for the Ankler? Oh, can't you give me a free trial? Here we go. Select free access. No, I have to pay for it, huh? That's a shame. That's a shame. Well, if the article is telling us that Paradise Lost is no longer in development, then that will confirm the thing that I said weeks ago on the hot mic through my sources, that I had heard that Paradise Lost was not going to happen. Because even though James came out and said it was an extreme development, if they're now stopping that development, then my scoop was correct, and all these people who came after me for it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Waller and Paradise Lost are reportedly no longer in development at HBO. That's Discussing Film is quoting the Ankler story on this. So all these people who said, Roka, you don't know what you're talking about. Roka, you don't know what you mean. You don't. James Gunn says it's extreme development. Now what, motherfuckers? Now what? Go ahead, Winston. What are your thoughts on
nothing is more hilarious than John Roca victory laps, bro. He'd be out here in the streets being like, first of all, I told every one of y'all honky ass honkies what the deal was. I is a luchador, and I will put you through a table. Okay, I will put you through every table. Like, I mean, I am bummed to hear that, but at the same time, I've said this a couple of times. I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean that Viola's fully out because you already did Creature Commandos.
Right.
There was a certain level of confusion of the carryover from some actors from some parts and not for the others.
Right.
But I am bummed that Paradise Lost isn't happening. For those that don't know, that was the Amazonians, Themyscira, essentially. So we weren't getting Wonder Woman directly per se. We were kind of getting something leading up to Wonder Woman and the idea that something happened at Themyscira.
Yeah.
So I'm bummed that that's not happening. And I think a Waller show genuinely would have been interesting. I think that there is something about that character for those that aren't familiar with Waller. I think my introduction to her was the Justice League Unlimited run that she was on, and that was crazy. And you really got to see how she's essentially kind of a female, slightly more evil Nick Fury. Nick Fury at times does some questionable shit that where you can go, bro, really? She does that same kind of shit, but she is willing to cross so many more lines than Nick is. So she is very fascinating in that regard. So I do hope that they figure out how to bring Waller back in, because I don't think Waller was necessarily used the best in the DC EU.
Yes, true.
But yeah, I this is part of why I said when we were talking on Spill the Tequila yesterday, Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, like, stop announcing the world.
Yeah.
If we're talking about Spider-Man, we don't need Spider-Man constantly fighting cosmic beings. You want a street level? Give me a street level announcement. Give me like, hey man, we are doing a movie. We're doing the core 5. Here are the core 5. Nothing else. Great.
Right.
I'm good. Let me blah blah blah. Something along those lines. Stop telling me about the 10 movies and TV shows and everything that's coming.
Yeah.
Tell me about the next 3 projects.
Yeah.
I don't know more than 3 projects. Let's get through those 3 projects. And then when that's over, then now, like, you could, once you finish one, announce another 1 or 2. Once you finish 2, announce another 3 or 4. Like, don't stop giving me so much ahead of time, because it never
works out when you announce ahead of time. It never works out. Like Marvel is the rarity. As the books show, if you've read that MCU book, they were lucky that they were able to pull it off for a number of reasons. But remember Power Rangers announced 6 movies ahead of time, and that movie ate dirt.
What was Dark Universe?
Yeah, Dark Universe. Yes, absolutely. Dark Universe. Like, we're going to do all this. That first movie ate dirt. And then you've got all the things, James Gunn with that huge speech, all the things that he announced, like hardly any of it is going to come to fruition by the time, maybe he exits DC, depending on the merger and all of that. So that just I think it's always a mistake to announce things ahead of time because there are so many X factors. Look at Star Wars, all those films they announced, all those directors that were going to be on, and then how much of that has actually happened. And even Marvel, right, with Blade and a couple of things, they've also been bit by it. And a lot of people are like, oh, great, Ghost Rider. I'll believe it when I see it, right? So it's just these things now that we are much more skeptical about this stuff. And it just kind of sets you up to be ridiculed to announce stuff this far ahead of time because there's so many factors that get in the way of this stuff.
Right. And I see someone saying, I mean, the thing is, DC, the people say DC ate shit, blah, 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 blah. Marvel announces 20 movies, but that was a different age. You could do that back in the day because the MCU was kind of on a roll. But if you notice, one of my favorite set of episodes of South Park is, for those that watch that as a reference, is the episodes of the Coon and Friends and all that kind of stuff, essentially where all the kids decide to be superheroes. And they go, and now we have our 20-part plan. First, there's the Coon, then there's the Coon and Friends, then there's the Coon versus Mysterio, then there's this, like, to think about the idea of how ridiculous that sounds in retrospect. At the time, we were like, this is the shit. Hell yeah. Tell me about the 50 projects that are coming down the line. Right. But when you think about how hard it is to make a TV show or to make a movie, let alone to make a massive interconnected franchise. Again, let's focus on the 1 to 4 projects directly in front of us and have a plan, but that plan should be internal. Like it really should be internal. And if you really want to tease people like that, that's more reasons to give the little shadow introductions like we just did with Spider-Man for new characters to then go, you saw it. We were so excited to announce it, and now we can. X-Men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you should do this at this point, because in the world of all the scoopers now, in a world where we have seen that this stuff can go sideways and audiences could not respond to stuff, just let that shit breathe for a minute, man. Damn.
Let it breathe. You're so 100% right. What has someone said here? The Ankler, apparently Leo Silver tells us the Ankler adds that a second season of HBO's The Penguin remains in limbo, but I suspect that's a cover for events of the Batman Part 2. Well, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's pretty clear that the Penguin season 2 is not going to happen, and that, as Jeff reported on the show a couple weeks ago on Hot Mic, that they're working on a Poison Ivy series, which could be what Scarlett Johansson plays in the Batman Part 2. So she moves into a series, which could be interesting, and if Colin Farrell can move from movies into a small screen series, Scarlett Johansson can do that. So I don't think we're going to see the Penguin Part 2 at all. So, and just to reaffirm, because I found my tweet, just revealed this DC news on tonight, the Geek Buddy Show. According to my sources close to DCWB, the Paradigm Lost show is dead. WB had met with writers and heard pitches, but they were told that it is canceled. This was back in February of this year. I posted this, and there we go. So somebody said LMAO. Well, I'm LMAOing at you. Someone said age like milk. No, Cameron, your tweet age like milk. So there, James Gunn already confirmed there was a successful pitch. This guy, egg on your face, dumbass. No, there's egg on your face, dumbass. So there we go. You need better source. No, my source was correct just a few months ahead. So just putting that out there, I'm on top of these things, for God's sake.
I was out here in these streets thinking that I was the petty one in my friend group. I don't know if there's anybody pettier than one Jean-Sylvain Rochat. Like, I genuinely don't think there is a pettier person in the Schmodown. No, I really thought it was me. I thought maybe even it was Jay, But like, my man went and found how old is that tweet?
February. It's not that old, February.
Bro, that means but you have to remember the rate at which you tweet. You tweet like 5 to 10 times a day.
What are you talking? I don't tweet a lot at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't stay up all night tweeting. That's nonsense. Nonsense. To these people, I say,
the fuck out.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Yes. Also, wrong! I say, yes, right. You were wrong. I was right. So suck it. Anyway, all right.
So Roka, just to put that out there, because I couldn't do the math in my head, so I Google it real quick. So this is day 224 of the year, right? Meaning,
I don't know, maybe.
Meaning you jumped back. If it was in February, you're talking around day 32 to day like 60. So you jump back like 150, 200 days, somewhere in that range, just to find a petty ass tweet. And again, if you're doing 10 a day. You went back around 1,000 effing tweets.
I did. I just typed in. The Roka says Paradise Lost, and it came up quickly. So I did not go through months and months of all this kind of stuff.
Holy shit!
Oh man, I don't think I'm. Was I the pettiest? I don't think I was the pettiest. I would think I was the most motivated. But whatever. We'll see what happens.
I didn't know enough people too early on, because if I did, that side of me would have come out even more. But you know, Roka's so petty, he's about to headline with the Heartbreaker.
That's good. That's good. I love it. That's good. That's good. All right, let's get into the chat here. We got 40 of these questions. We'd love to get to 100. Come on, you're having fun with us today. There's 550 of you joining us live right now. So please send in your super chats as we go along in this last hour of the show. Ron H says the Rocador and Ebony. Ooh, what did our community do to deserve such awesomeness? Rocador, what do you think of BBC? It's delicious. What is BBC? I don't know what BBC is. Is that what I think it is?
This is supposed to be Batman Beyond crew, but also the BBC, as you would, the BBC.
The British Broadcasting Corporation?
Sure. Yes. Yep. That is what it is.
You're talking about a chocolate dong. I'm not commenting on that. Ron H says, I'm still banned at Cineplex Kirkland. What? Seems like the corpos are still butthurt that I called them idiots that do nothing, sit on their butts, count money, and make decisions. What did I say wrong? LOL. Yeah. Well, you dropped your hammer there. Ron also says, okay, rant over. I now need some of that sweet Mary Jane to call myself. Stupid corpos that probably haven't watched a theater film in decades. Wow, Ron is on a roll today. He sent a bunch of these, bro.
He really on one for sure. But I love it. But I love Ron. Ron the homie, bro. Ron out here in these streets. Out here, essentially, it's like him and Derek Johnson deciding who do we want to be king for a day. Like
DJ, where are you, DJ? Ron also says here in Quebec, hello. I prefer Cinestars, not Plex at Star. The guest experience is more thought of. At Cineplex, they want your money. That's it. I don't know that. Canadians, I don't know that that's an issue with Canadian movies. It's fascinating. Canadian theater going experience. I've never been. Have you ever been to Canada? I've never been to Canada, Winston. Have you been to Canada?
Yeah, I've been one time. I was in Detroit visiting my sisters. I'm 5 of 6. The 2 middle sisters are from Detroit. And so I went to go visit one of them, and we had some downtime. So we popped over to Canada to go gamble and then came back. So, yeah.
I've heard PLD was a moose in Canada, got shot and brought here to the States. He's been here ever since. Son of a bitch. There it is. Simon Lusk says, become a YouTube member. Thank you, Simon A. Lusk. Ron back again. I'm envious of Kristian Harloff. I have never splooged sparking water on some poor, unsuspecting person. Watch yesterday's show for context. That story was awesome. PLD, can you illuminate us on this one? Did you watch the show yesterday? What's he talking about?
Kristian had a long story about how his drink went all over somebody during a screening. It was funny. But he had to be there. I didn't have the story. I can't tell the story.
He had to be there. All right, fair point. Ron H also says back to school. Rodney Dangerfield at his best. I love that movie. Have you ever seen Back to School?
Never saw that one.
That's a fun one.
It's a pretty strong. I'll put it to you this way, especially because he put the date in there of 86. Yeah. There is a very high probability if a movie came out in the 80s, I see it.
Okay.
That just as a
lost decade for you.
Well, because I was born in 87. So like
Sam Kinison, that alone is worth price admission.
Yeah. So I was born in 87. So, and my parents are not movie people. So like I found movies on my own. So then most of the movies I'm going to really be akin to are going to be like kids movies, especially in the early 90s. And then I really found my own way like late 90s as far as that went. And so everything kind of forward, I'm pretty good. But like anything kind of 80s and like late 70s, unless you're talking about tippity top. Star Wars is tippity top. Like, of course I love Star Wars, but you know, so.
How come we didn't cross the 38th parallel and push those forces back to the Great Wall of China, then take the fucking wall apart brick by brick and nuke them back in the Stone Age forever?
Take a
Ron says, Rokanor Ebony, you ever seen Mike K? He is now Mr. Cook. The clips yesterday were incredible. Totally waiting on Winston clips. LOL. I imagine we don't have many goofy Winston clips to make fun of. Winston likes to, he don't accept those roles, I don't think.
Right? I mean, I don't know, man. Hold on. There's a commercial. Give me a second. Give me a second. You know what? I'll tell you this. If we get to 100 questions, I have the most absurd fucking commercial that I'm in. And I will play it for you guys.
Come on, we're 47 chats away from getting to 100. So get us to 40. Get us to 100. Oh no, is it 50? Oh, sorry, 57 chats away. Come on, everybody, get us to 57 chats. Ron wants to know: are these chats helping? Super chats helping Roka? Damn it, Fook. Well, they're helping the channel. They're helping the channel. For God's sake. EF Hunt says, I'm here for Spill the Tequila E-Mix. I meant remix. Okay, thank you, EF Hunt. Thank you so much. Ray says, my two favorite spillas. Cheers, gents. Cheers to you, Ray. Thank you so much for joining us on here today. Appreciate you.
Sir.
Ron back again. Winston, I feel you, man. This universe be funky at times. I'm totally living through a crazy summer. By the way, One Crazy Summer. Love that film. Also 1986. John Candy. Also a film Winston has not seen, I'm going to imagine. Yes.
No, yeah, no, that is a good guess. And no, I have not seen One Crazy Summer.
There you go. Ron H says, if Kristian Harloff wins that Powerball jackpot, I say he should move the whole Operation Cast crew, etc., all up to Canada. I could come visit. I like working remotely, so I'm not going to be moving to Canada. No offense. No offense. So, yeah.
Give me a TV show, make me a series regular. I'll do that.
Oh, well, that's a whole other ballgame. Yeah, on the CW. Ride the circle, 550 joules. Stay hydrated. I always stay hydrated. Come on. It's important in life, for God's sakes. Ron 8, if Kevin Bacon was in Paw Patrol, 1 billion easy.
Wow. Well, probably.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Probably. I would say so.
Alexis Naranjo says 6 joules. Chili. There you go, chili. Is that a phrase? Chili? I don't know what that means. So we'll see. Ray says, I wish you all 2 billion. I mean, we're speeding through these. There's not much to talk about on these, Winston. So I don't know what to do here. But I'm just gonna, go through these.
No, I get it. I also found the commercial and holy shit, I forgot how absurd this was. This was like a straight frat boy ass motherfucking.
Let's do it. Where is it? Are you going to put it up?
Oh, I thought we were waiting until we hit a certain number of
questions. That's right. Till we hit a certain. That's right. Okay, good point. Ron says, Otis Berg. Beatty was great as Otis. I agree. He was fantastic. That new guy in Superman was literally like, I didn't even know that was Otis by the time the movie was over. I had no idea who that was.
Oh, the black dude?
Yeah, the black dude. It was kind of like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Otisburg again from Ray. Then Future Zeitgeist Dimension, Wonder Man and Marky Mark, new movie looks good. Is there
Yahya Abdul-Mateen
with Marky?
You don't know Yahya's name?
Yeah.
It's called By Any Means Necessary or something like that. No, or no. Whatever it is, it's like an FBI agent teaming up with like a mobster to like take
by
out
any
means.
Means.
By any means. Yeah. By any means. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a Harder Edge Green Book when I was watching the trailer. I remember that.
It looks like the kind of Green Book I would actually go and see instead of Green Book.
Yeah, it's by Elegance Bratton, who did The Inspection, which is one of these quietly damn good movies from 2022. If you guys haven't seen that one, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, we'll see. we'll see how that one does for him and for those guys. Because Lord knows Marky Mark could use a hit outside that Family Plan movie. Let's see. Jimmy B93. What's up, guys? After 16 years working, myself and my entire group were laid off today. Oh, damn.
Fuck, man.
In favor of outsourcing to another country. Any words of encouragement, advice you could provide while I toke the fattest of blunts? Winston, you want to take this one, or you want me to try?
Yeah, one, condolences is the first
no
part.
doubt.
I think if you can afford it, give yourself like a week to just try and recalibrate. If you can't, if you got to jump into stuff right away, I mean, that's where you can temporarily do some like Instacart or something like that to get you by in the immediate. But
yeah,
I would say in that regard, like you said, after 16 years, you could try and look for something else in your field, but this might be an opportunity to reevaluate and take. And we started the show talking about dreams deferred type scenario. So maybe this is an opportunity to reassess and pivot potentially. If you're like, you know what, that phase of my life is done. What's next? So I would say keep the faith, brother. Take the time to recollect yourself, keep the faith, and then make a decision that makes the most sense for you going forward. And just know that we send love.
Yeah, listen, this is a tough time. Getting laid off sucks. I when I was laid off from a Collider, it sucked. When I was fired years ago from a job I'd had through my own mistakes, because I was going through some tough stuff with the death of my dad. It's tough when it happens because you take it as a rejection, and I think that's you have to be really careful not to do that, because what it is this is a company decision, a business decision. And unfortunately, you got caught in the machines of a corporation, right? The wheels of a corporation.
Yeah.
But I think what Winston says is good. You got to take a beat and realize what you're going to do next. And I'm not trying to tell you like, follow your heart's ambition, because that in reality, sometimes you got bills to pay. You got to get a job. You got to get something quickly and work towards what it is you really want to do in life. But if you've got a little bit of time to sit back and look at this thing, then as we said at the beginning of this show, it could be something that is a benefit for you. Because when I got laid off at Collider, I was so supremely unhappy in the last year I was at Collider, just incredibly unhappy. It was toxic. The management was shit. They were constantly having us spy on each other. It was the worst. It was the worst. And working with some of the people there in charge, not the people that I was actually working with, was frustrating on so many levels. I was very appreciative, but it was also very toxic. So by the end, when they let me go, it sucked. And I went through a depression for about a month or so. But, then I started my channel and I've never been happier. It doesn't mean I don't still have stress. I don't still worry about stuff.
Right.
But you know what? I depend on me. I make my money. I can cover whatever the fuck I want to cover. I don't have to wait for someone to tell me something. So, or let me cover it, which was frustrating when I was at Collider. So you never know if this is an avenue for you to maybe kind of, if you've got a little bit of time to figure out what it is you do want to do next. And if you've got, I'd say, make sure you clean up that resume. If your field has job headhunters, I would connect with a headhunter to see what they can do for you. There are options, there are options. It's a tough time, but there are options, and don't get overwhelmed. Don't lose hope. And you don't know, this might be a blessing in disguise, as it was for me.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah. So much love. And that goes to anybody who's watching us right now for anything they're going through, for God's sake. Jack Spella says, if Peter was honest in No Way Home, he'd be with MJ for 4 years.
If Pete was honest in No Way Home, he'd be for 4 years. I mean, what are we talking about him not confessing to her at the end of the movie? I mean, sure, but you're not.
Yeah.
The part of the whole thing, though, and I think that's what's so poignant is that is more akin to what most of us would do in that regard. He saw that she was happy. He didn't want to run the risk of undoing everything he just did. I think it was the correct move, and it made for better storytelling, to be honest with you. And that is something that we do as humans. You know what I'm saying? Like it really is telling as human of a story as you can. So no, he could have been, but it made him grow, and I think it was more important for that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that one, Winston, for sure. Let's see what the next one is here. Space Wolf Lounge, 500 joules, controller. All right, thank you. Is that a phrase? I don't know. The kids are saying, I don't know what that means. Ron says, Jimmy B. Dude, I know exactly how I feel. 20 years, and I got laid off in early April of 2026. I was one of the few who got any kind of severance package. I was one of 150 in MTL, 100 around the world. They called it right sizing. Yikes. Oof.
Whoa.
That's rough.
Oof.
Yeah, instead of downsizing, they're right sizing. Yikes.
That's crazy. That's absolutely
I sometimes think corporations just do not give a fuck about employees, and people get into positions of power and are just like, no, this has to be done. And they're so ruthless and cruel. They don't understand there's a human at the other end of what you're doing. Yet they'll go to church and be like, oh God, please forgive my sins. Take care of me. And it's like, no, you got to act good in life as much as possible. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Space Wolf Lounge, 500 joules controller. Thank you, Space Wolf. Ray back again saying, what would be the convention's Infinity Stones? All I got is Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars. Is it 6 Infinity? Oh, so yeah. What would be the franchise Infinity Stones?
Doctor Who.
Ooh, you think Doctor Who's in the conversation?
It has to be, as long as it's been around and everything else like that. I feel like that's in there. So that's 5. What would be number 6?
Okay. 10 best. Here we go. 10 best.
And I don't think you can put all of anime as a whole, but I guess anime. I feel like that's it. Anime, Doctor Who, and then these 4.
Okay, so I'll say Marvel, DC, Star Trek, Star Wars. I agree with those 4. I might actually move Star Trek out of there, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's necessarily. I don't know if that's necessarily.
You think it's lost? It's lost a step.
Yeah, I just don't think it's as big of a calling card as, say, Star Wars or Marvel or DC.
I just don't know if I agree with that, man. But your opinion's your opinion. I fucks with it. I could take Doctor Who out and go with maybe like you need almost something medieval. So
that's what you say. Like a Lord of the Rings is what I was going to add to the number here. Lord of the Rings.
I get that. I was going to say you could either go Harry Potter or
That's
Dungeons and Dragons, because the weird thing is Lord of the Rings, I know you have the show out and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Is it still hitting at the clip that it did when it was at the peak of those movies coming out and everything like that?
Well, we're about to get that Gollum one, right?
I just feel like Game of Thrones, because of House of the Dragon and the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, would probably almost usurp Lord of the Rings currently. Maybe not all time, but currently. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here are 7 from comicbookmovie.com that are not the other ones. Does Back to the Future give you any credibility? I don't think it does anymore.
It's not enough.
Does being in an Alien movie give you credit? There's a lot of Alien movies. But does that give you some credibility?
That's also doesn't seem like that's enough.
Okay. What about a Godzilla movie? Would that count for you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Bond.
Oh, Bond. I think Bond could count. That's been around for decades.
I could see a Bond. Yeah. Okay.
Avatar? Okay. No.
I don't F with Avatar like that. People swear by it. It just ain't for me. Like I just
What about Dune? No, does that count anymore? No, maybe not.
Is Dune big enough?
It's getting there. It's getting there.
But it's not. You know what I'm saying? But that's a rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? That's a comeback player of the year. He ain't an MVP cap, because we're talking essentially if we're doing the sports analogy, this is an MVP player.
Yeah,
and that's that. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think. I don't think that's high enough at this point.
Okay. What about Game of Thrones? No.
But that's why I mentioned Game of Thrones. I think Game of Thrones has kind of taken the medieval kind of esque Infinity Stone right now. Like that is kind of holding that area.
What about Jurassic Park? Would that count? Jurassic Park?
They all make billions of dollars.
They all make $1 bajillion, but maybe a Pixar film. like a Disney or a Pixar film. It doesn't have to be one or the other, I guess, but like you got to be a mainstay for that, because like I think about like what Tim Allen and Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
obviously.
John Ratzenberger.
He's stupid, bro. He's stupid. But like what Billy Crystal and John Goodman.
Right. The main ones.
People apparently a lot of people hate cars, but Owen Wilson, you know what I'm saying? Like
2 and 3. 2 and 3, but the one is good.
I heard a lot of people that just hate cars.
Oh, right. Overall, as the franchise.
Yeah, I was like, that's wild. But like what Samuel Jackson essentially has all these, more or less has a lot of these. He's in Star Wars. He's in Marvel. He was a Frozone. I'm just waiting for Jurassic Park. I am waiting for his Game of Thrones appearance. I am so sick of these motherfucking dragons in my motherfucking King's Landing. Like, I'm waiting for that shit, bro.
If they were smart, they'd make Sam Jackson the Jeffrey Wright character in the James Bond movies, have him slide in for the new Bond. That'd be really interesting to see him as that character, the Jeffrey Wright.
Imagine Samuel L. Jackson as Q. All right, motherfucker. I got you a whole new invention, motherfucker. Just like...
Hold on to your butts, motherfucker. Ron says, Jimmy B, keep the faith, man. When one door closes, another opens. I truly believe that it's going to happen for me and you. But this summer, I'm a party. Break out the cannabis vapes and enjoy. There you go. Yeah. Ray says, when does Tom get the black suit? Doomsday or Secret Wars? Probably Secret Wars, I would think, Winston, don't you?
Probably the ending of Doomsday. I think the post-credit is Tom wakes up and he looks down and he's in the black. He's like, so in the same way that at the end of Far From Home, the post-credit was, Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker. What the and then cut to black. I think it's a what the and then boom. And then we got to wait for the next one. So
that could be it. Ron H says, you have offended me for the very last time, Mr. Cook. I demand satisfaction. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. There you go. Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy. Darkness, everybody. Darkness is spreading.
Dude, when he is laughing and smashing his dirt-covered boots on the white couch, that is my favorite fucking moment in that sketch, dude.
Fuck your couch.
Your couch.
Bro, and then afterwards, what am I doing with my legs, Eddie Murphy?
When he's crawling out and they've beaten the shit out of his legs. You guys are terrible. Cruel. Oh man, I can watch that again all the way from scratch.
I'm gonna today. Thank you for inspiring me.
Guzman says 440 joules. Unk alert. There you go. Yeah. Jimmy B93, appreciate it, Ron. All we can do is move forward. Last day is December 31st. Oh, so you got some time, bro. Until then, all my work is sponsored by Ms. Mary Jane and the people at IDGAF Industries. So you got till December 31st. Save that money. Invest.
That makes you feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying either effective immediately or within 2 weeks. If you have essentially half a year, it's still incredibly frustrating and it's still horrible. But that's a lot of runway. Not a shit ton, but it is a decent amount of runway. What I would say then, again, give yourself a week to like process the news, but I would hit it quickly, because the one thing I don't know your industry, but for so many industries, once you start getting to that end of the year, they stop hiring. You kind of want to hit it now before you get to essentially Thanksgiving.
Yeah, absolutely. Get on top of it. For sure. That's a good point. Yeah. I wish I'd had a 4 months ramp up. That would have been so much more better than what we got, which was a big old kick in the nuts. Fiona George says, did you guys see about Nicholas Hoult playing Lockhart in Harry Potter season 2? Then she follows up with, sorry, didn't know you guys already covered it, with the laughing face. There you go. Yes. Yoshimitsu says, Waller gives more William Stryker than Nick Fury.
Yes. The only reason I hesitate on that is I know that they kind of did like a blend of the Stryker character, because Stryker was more of like the Reverend William Stryker in the comics, and they went with Colonel Stryker in this. He was a retired sergeant from the Army, but he was a Reverend.
Yes.
So that's the only reason why I'm pulling partially from the the visual media of like TV and film. but I'm primarily pulling from the comics.
Yeah.
So I am more akin to, I've seen the shady shit that Nick Fury has done in the name of, hey man, I'm just trying to keep people safe. Because like the Nick Fury in the MCU, he does spy stuff, but he's not really shady. Like the shadiest shit is actually coming from Hydra that's inside of SHIELD in the MCU.
Right.
Nick Fury in the books is an asshole. Like he is actually doing some fuck shit. Like,
yeah, no, he's a hard ass for sure. Ron H says, I love that Justice League Unlimited epilogue when Waller, she talks to Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, about Batman Bruce Wayne. Watch it. It's good.
Fantastic. It is one of the best episodes of any animated superhero show. It's one of the best like character studies of Batman, because it showed really every level of Batman and how, while he is tough on crime and villains, but like he is like deep down just a hurt little boy trying to protect other kids. It is fantastic. I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah. Fiona George, hope you guys are well. Those Luchador ads in Mike's short film are gold. What is Luchador? I haven't seen Luchador. Luchador. Yeah. Gotcha. Luchador ads in Mike's short film are gold. Yeah. Don't get used to those Luchador ads. I told Christian, like, we're not going to play those all the time. Like, you start paying me if you're playing my work. That's how it works.
Damn.
Yeah. Ron H says, hey, if people have to eat shit now when they're right, you get to throw that shit back. Rokador, that's right. I do.
Oh shit. I just found an old web series I did.
Oh, wow.
And I found specifically my character was supposed to be a stoner stand-up.
Oof.
Oh my God. Y'all, I have gone down the rabbit hole and I have found some of the wildest shit I've ever done.
Well, we're 37 super chats away. If people get us to that 100, we'll play this stuff and react to it for sure. Come on, guys. Ray says, Roka, I salute your level of petty. Chief Petty Officer Roka, thank you. I appreciate that. On the bridge. That's right, I'm on the bridge. Patty Bye says, have any of you seen Lanterns yet? Any screeners? No, dude, I have not got any of the screeners, which drives me insane because I get everything from Warner Brothers. So for whatever reason, they're only parsing these out to certain people. And to be honest with you, I haven't emailed them to be like, where's my screeners? I kind of didn't want to do that this time around. So Winston, have you gotten to see any of this stuff or any invites?
I have not. I know somebody that has.
Okay.
I don't know what they think about it yet, but I felt like it was to taunt me. I felt like it was to just be like, it was the screen that said Lanterns episode 1 and like his hand in the photo to like hit play. And I'm like, I demand satisfaction. Like, I'm tired of this shit. But I'm excited. I can't wait. When does it drop?
It drops this Sunday. I think this Sunday, right? PLD this Sunday, right? At like 6 or 9, something like that. Yeah,
it makes sense because House of the Dragon is over now, right? So you got time.
HODD. Future Zeitgeist Dimension. When he's Professor Hulk, he's stuck in that form. He needed the inhibitor to go back to his human form from the context of She-Hulk and Shang-Chi.
Well, which is fair. I guess what I just don't remember, and maybe I'm just missing that. Does he specifically say why he wanted to go back to his human form? That's what I'm asking, is why is he inhibiting himself? Because he was in a good place. So that's just what I'm trying to figure out. Was there a freak out that I forgot? Is there something like that? If it is, hit me up. I mean, I clearly need to go watch this stuff, but that's where I just felt off, as I was like, I don't remember why he stopped doing this.
Yeah. Interesting. And I think you shouldn't have to watch a TV show to have movie logic explained to you. That's the nonsense of that with She-Hulk. I don't know about the Shang-Chi stuff. I don't remember the Shang-Chi stuff, but I shouldn't have to watch She-Hulk to have that logic explained to me in a Spider-Man movie. That's not how it works, because a lot of casuals did not watch She-Hulk. So if they're the ones pointing out that there's a logic issue with the inhibitor, then the issue is the movie. The issue is not the fact that they should go back and watch She-Hulk. That's not how that should work at all. Fiona George says, I think Claire Temple was meant to be in the hospital with Frank helping Peter. That's what people are assuming, Fiona, but that doesn't seem to be what Rosario is referencing or mentioning or indicating at all in the scene that she's talking about. So I think that's the confusing part of this was.
Did he say it was to heal from the damage from the Infinity Gauntlet? If that was said, then that's it. I just needed a reason. That's it. I don't remember him saying in the school that he's like, I didn't want to be him anymore, because again, the whole thing that they explained in Endgame was me and the Hulk came to like a mutual understanding. So I was just trying to understand why the rift went back out. But if it was specifically, I need to do this in order to properly heal, that's it. That's a perfect explanation. I'm out. I don't need anything else.
Okay, fair point. Patty Boy says, I highly recommend the Blues Brothers. Yes, I also recommend the Blues Brothers. I think that's a very fun movie. I have that in Steelbook. Ray says, Aliens 1986, good movie. Have you seen Aliens?
It was a recent thing, but during the pandemic, I started going and trying to fill the gaps of some of these movies. I never watched any of the Alien movies because I didn't rock with horror. So that was a double reason to not see it. And during the pandemic, I realized I had never seen Lord of the Rings. I had seen Return of the King, but I'd never seen the first two. So I watched that whole thing. I get what people like it. It's not for me, but I get what people like it. I went through all of Aliens. I went through all of Predator. And then there was one other series that I was watching during the pandemic that it's just escaping me right now. But I have seen Alien. I love those movies. It's so interesting that the first one is a horror and the second one's really a sci-fi adventure kind of,
Two different directors with two different intentions, shall we say?
Scott? It was Scott first, and then Cameron, right?
Ridley Scott was first, and it was a great horror film. 79 is one of the best films ever made, and then Aliens is great. It's a lot of fun, right? But I think you could argue that maybe that's where the franchise kind of went off the rails, because they've been trying to recapture some version of both of those movies in one movie since, and they've never been able to really fully do that. Although Alien Romulus is probably the closest to Alien than we've ever seen. And I thought that was a good film for the most part. Yoshimutsu, is that crazy commercial for Hood Ass Yoga? I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, Hood Ass Yoga, that is a sketch that I made. And I love me some Hood Ass Yoga. That shit is hilarious, bro. I can't believe that Jesus Christ, as of, I believe it was last month, that is officially a decade old.
Wow.
God, I feel old, bro.
Yeah.
Whoo, Lord.
It sneaks up on you. It sneaks up
really
on you before you know it. Let's see here. Night Fox, are you guys playing Powerball? 1 billion. Well, I wasn't until I knew it was 1 billion. Now I might play.
No, it's that. Yeah, I don't know if it hit. It was 950 something when I saw it yesterday, so it must be up to a billion now. So
I know that you guys won't. I know that you guys won't believe me, right? But if I won $1 billion, you would never see me again. None of
That's
you
not true.
Ever see me again.
That's not true, because unfortunately, the bullshit ass law that they've put into place to make sure people like being corrupt, you have to announce who you are. So we have to at least see that you won $1 billion, and then we'll never hear from you again.
There we go. Yeah, you'll see me win the $1 billion with a big old smile on my face, and then I'm disappearing, and you'll never see me again.
I'm just laughing really hard at the fact that I will probably have called you like 50 times. Roka, I know you won. Call me back, you son of a bitch. Call me back, Roka.
I'll give each of you $1 million to leave me the fuck alone, and then I'm disappearing.
Roka, then you will never see me again. You give me $1 million, I'm gone, baby. You ain't got to worry about that shit. I'll leave your ass alone.
PLD gets 67 cents. That's always good. Trey Porter says Nicholas Hoult is the Zoe Saldana of franchises.
Oh, that's fair. She does be in them franchises. And also, don't you mean you're going to give him 69 cents?
Hey now. Moonlighting, Schmodown lighting. All right, Matt Bryan says 100 joules. High five. Thank you, Matt Bryan. Fiona says Nicholas Hoult apparently auditioned for the Harry Potter films when he was a kid as well. Oh, that's not surprising.
Bro. Good for Nicholas Hoult in the fact that we hear about so many things he auditioned for that he didn't get.
Yeah, true.
He didn't walk away from it. He just kept like chugging away and has become an absolute superstar. If you want to talk about perseverance, like, let's go.
Yeah, agreed. Nathan with a really good question here. Does seeing the great reviews for Coyote versus Acme make you think maybe Batgirl wasn't that bad? Well, Winston, I don't know about you, but I haven't thought Batgirl wasn't that bad for a long time, because the shit they put out, DC, since the Batgirl thing, has not been that great. So how could I judge their judgment of Batgirl as being bad when they've put out some stuff that I think is bad and they thought was good? So I've had that for a while, but the Coyote versus Acme stuff hasn't really affected. What do you think, Winston?
I've never thought that Batgirl could be that bad when they had the audacity to say that The Flash was the greatest superhero movie that was ever written and it was ever made. You told me that, and then I saw The Flash, so I was like, okay, bet you're lying. Like that's you're playing the game. You're playing the game. So that's my whole thing.
Exactly. But listen, I think that film is going to take. I know that I see all the influencers out there and the people in our sphere, the pundits in our sphere, going like, "You guys need to go see Coyote versus Acme. You need to support original animation. You need to support this stuff. They saved the film for you." And it's like, people aren't going to go. And I'm telling you now, people are not going to go to this thing. If it's a hit, I will eat my words. But like, I just have a feeling that it's going to sink like a stone. And then we'll get a whole bunch of videos about, wow, what's wrong with you people for not going? Why didn't you support this thing? And it's like, listen, the nerd bubble ain't the outer bubble. And I think too many times people think they are the same, and they're not. Let's see. KJ7457. Hey, man, it was amazing yesterday hearing you guys talking about Shakespeare. Definitely bringing culture to the YouTube space. My favorite is a King Lear.
I love me some King Lear, dude. That's a good ass. That's a good ass motherfucking play for sure, dude. Because King Lear and that all of his daughters like plotting against his ass.
Yeah, except Cordelia. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Cordelia is the only one that like f's with him, and the rest of them are like, let's kill his ass and take the crown. She's
trying to tell him what's going on, and he's too busy not listening to her, and the fool is a part of it as well. Yeah, if you want to see a great production of it on TV, you can watch it on Prime Video, I think, with Anthony Hopkins as King Lear, which I think is really great. And then, of course, there's the Akira Kurosawa version of it, which is called Ron. The Japanese, it was set in samurai warlord times. It is fantastic. Ron is a fucking masterpiece. So, and that's on Prime Video, I think, as well. So, yeah, suggestions there for you all. And respect. Thank you, KJ. Nathan Drake, thoughts on People versus Larry Flint? I love that movie. Yeah, that's a good movie. Did you ever see that one with Woody Harrelson and
I know the name, but I haven't seen it.
Edward Norton Courtly. Yeah, it's about Larry Flint, who was the guy who started was it Penthouse magazine, and
Hustler,
right? Hustler, and his fight against the First Amendment. How it was right at the beginning with Jerry Falwell and all those evangelical people coming after him, and he was fighting for free speech and his need to put that up. And he was not. They don't paint him as a really great guy. Woody does an incredible job acting as him, and it's a really fantastic film and a touching film, and it's directed by the guy who did Amadeus and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Milos Forman. So it's a good film. Yeah,
I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah, put it on the list. Ron H says, I want a Colonial Space Marine M41A pulse rifle. Don't we all?
Yeah, that would be. I mean, I would prefer a Needler from like Halo. Because that shit's hilarious. Yeah. You just once they realized, well, okay, just like, oh man,
I prefer a dragon. Dracarys, bitch. Oof.
Okay, well, I'll see your dragon, and I'll raise you Super Saiyan. Kiss my ass. Like I will bitch slap your dragon in the air, bro. I ain't worried about that shit.
Geek Lodestars, what's up, Geek? What's up again, guys? Will either of you watch the 40th anniversary of the Transformers movie next month? They added an exclusive post-credit scene. Oh, 100%. I love watching that movie as a kid.
Yeah,
I definitely. You ever see that one?
I'm done. Yeah, I've seen that one. You're talking about the cartoon and everything.
Yeah,
right?
The OG animated one. Yeah.
That I've seen again, but that is something that in recent memory, I want to say it was like that. Was another thing during the pandemic, actually. I saw that movie during the pandemic.
Right on. POD, is Scatman Crothers in that Transformers movie? I always forget. I think he is. Say, Optimus, we got to get on out of here. I love Scatman. Scatman's my favorite. I love Scatman. Chico and the Man. Freddie Prinze Jr., His dad was the lead in that, Freddie Prinze, man. It was great. I love that show. Armada AYT, biggest superhero movie hot takes. Ooh. Here's my biggest superhero movie hot take. It is that Captain America does represent America in a lot of ways, both positive and negative.
The movies or the character?
Movies. No, the character. In the movies, he represents America, both the positive and the negative, in a lot of ways. Because him caping for Bucky after Bucky did all the shit that he did, if that had been Tony's friend, Steve would have been all over that guy to try to put him in prison and make him pay for his crime. But because it was his friend, he protect, and that's what America does. If you're our ally, we'll excuse all your other bullshit because you're helping us. And so there's a lot of ways that I think Steve Rogers reflects actual America beyond just the Americana of him. Yeah.
Damn, that's a take. I didn't think about that one.
That's my hot take. Go ahead.
Okay, superhero movie hot take. It's still bad, but X-Men Apocalypse is not as bad as people say it is, purely because of the Magneto family death scene. That by itself takes the movie from being a bad movie to being an okay movie. And I know it's only 5 minutes of like a 2.5 hour movie, but it's such a strong 5 minutes. It actually negates a lot of the bullshit in that movie.
Interesting. I like that. Like Bucky was brainwashed. He had zero control of his actions. The devil made me do it. Come on, man. Cut it out.
God damn it, Roka.
You still got to go to jail. You still killed people. You still got to go to jail. You still fucked up people's lives. And Steve not telling Tony about that and then Tony finding out the way he did was a phenomenal dick move. And so again, a lot of ways, he represents America. Yeah,
that is the best take right there. Scotty, a brainwashed 120-year-old politician is very on point for the USA. That is well done. You win. Best superhero hot take by far.
That's Captain America adjacent. That counts. You're absolutely right. That's a great point, man. Flawless example, became a member. Thank you, Flawless, for joining the Kristian Harloff channel there. Johnny Patrice, I really hope the Naruto movie is a hit.
I mean, again, Destin right now, he's on a hot streak. He can do no wrong right now. So I got to believe that he will. But we got to wait and see because I feel like there's a lot all that to make Naruto work. And the problem on top of that is to make it a movie specifically, because it's a TV show, because it's a manga, it's pretty dense. So what do we focus on? Are we just going to handle the beginning and do like the Land of Waves arc? Like what are we going to do? So I am curious, but I want to have faith here.
We'll see. Well, it's Destin Daniel Cretton, so I got to have a lot of faith with him now. Amada says Sam Jackson as the reboot Columbo. One more thing. This is me just thinking, motherfucker. Just thinking. Yeah, I could see that, man. Like Ving Rhames as Kojak. I watched that reboot. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Patty Boy, you think Endgame Encore tickets go on sale Friday? Oh yeah, probably after the Marvel panel. What do you think, Winston?
After the panel, I would say that's probably what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, I can see that. Coheed says 100 joules, marshmallow high. Thank you, Coheed. Hi, back to you. Yoshimitsu, I know it's unlikely, but I would love Terry McGinnis as the DCU's Batman with Pattinson series as a prequel. Batman Beyond and his level of tech feels more at home next to 2025 Lex and Mr. Terrific. That's actually an excellent point, Winston. They'd never do it, but it could be ballsy.
Well, especially because, again, the speed at which people would go, F you, where is Bruce Wayne? I love Terry, and I love the Batman Begins storyline, but the speed at which people would be like, that's not Batman. That is Batman Beyond. What are you doing? You can introduce Terry, but it cannot be your lead Batman. He has to be something down the line.
It sounds like what's his face? Who was doing Tucker Carlson on SNL? Is that what are we doing? What are we doing? What is this all about?
I'm just asking questions.
Johnny Patrice, thoughts on X-Men 97 season 2? Well, I have to reserve my thoughts. I did not watch the finale. I know Winston did, but I cannot say anything.
It's I have a lot of mixed feelings. When I first, like, I will say this, I screamed, like, I don't get on Twitter much anymore. I actually have a block on my phone that I can only do it so many, get on social media so many times a day.
Smart. That's smart.
Wish I had very healthy for my brain. But I used some of that time to go, what the fuck? You have got, like, I literally stood here like this for like the end and a solid like 2 or 3 minutes after the episode ended.
Wow.
So yeah.
I'll be watching it this afternoon. I gotta watch it this afternoon. Ray says, let us speculate. If Lanterns were amazing, we would definitely be getting a Waller spinoff, or does no Waller show have more to do with the future of WB and DC? I think the second part, because just about every person that I know who's a critic has chimed in that they loved Lanterns. Just about everyone I know. And I've seen a few people even like coming close to breaking embargo because they want to talk about it so much. So I think it actually is a good show. The second part of your question is probably the more accurate, that the Waller show has more to do with the future of WB and DC. I think they don't want to greenlight anything, Winston, right now because the merger's up in the air and they don't know if James is still going to be there after the merger.
And
right?
I mean, look, we talked about this on Spill the Tequila Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, that you have a number of little hangups right now, including people making threats in order to try and get their way. So I think it's going to be a second before we really get any more major announcements.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a bit. Yeah. Nathan Drake says, is there a good version of Alien 3? I never had an issue with the OG version. I don't know why people like to shit on that. That was a good movie. I remember, the opening. I can hear the opening for sure. Issues people have. I didn't like that, but like the rest of the movie on the prison planet is fucking cool.
Yeah. No, I like Alien 3. It didn't bother me. In that the Game Over Man were screwed, or is that the first one? Am I just?
No, that's the second one.
That's the second one.
The third one is where they're stuck in the prison planet.
Right.
Dance. Yeah.
I just thought there was a big line in that one too, but maybe I'm crazy.
Well, there's PLD. Well, you got a line for that one? I don't think there's a line necessarily in that one. But
I don't know of a line, but I know there is the assembly cut version, by the way, that David Fincher is more of David Fincher's original stuff that they put out afterwards. It's not a director's cut because he didn't approve of it technically, but it's more of his material, which is a better version. I actually like the film too, though, so that's good.
Yeah. Yoshimitsu Needler, a man of culture, I see. Shakespeare aside. Oh. Nice. Aska 420, welcome to Spill the Mimosa. Hi, guys. Reacher Season 4, first 3 episodes are fire. No spoilers. X-Men 97 finale was damn good. Also, Point Break release 8/16 and 8/19. Oh, back in the theaters? Right on. Yeah, I've said this already. On Spill the Tequila last night, I've seen all of Reacher Season 4. I got those screeners ahead of time. It's a fucking great season. So the first 3 episodes are fire, and it stays fire through the rest of the season. And that finale is damn good finale for that show. And I also saw Needly, which I think is good. Not great. It's not Reacher level good, but it's still good. So I recommend that as well. But yeah, if you're a Reacher fan, you're in for a treat this season. It's a tough season.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out because I'm behind. I think I only got halfway through season 2. So I need to go back and redo season 2 and then catch up.
He's a big mofo though, dude. It's like
he's so
watching
big,
him
bro.
take off his shirt, dude, is like the Hulk hulking up in Spider-Man's Brand New Day.
I'm trying to think who he would be best to play. I would love for him to pull he could go Calabac, could be interesting. Wildcat could be interesting. Just thinking about him with DC characters. If they do an absolute Batman, for sure.
Oh my God.
He'd be great as Killer Croc. He'd be great as Bane. He'd be great as all of them would be good. Yeah, there's a lot of characters that he would be good for.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Geek Lodestar says Brand New Day is doing so well. Everyone is either going back or buying the recent Spider-Man games. If you haven't, all 3 games are fun to play. Yeah, I have them all because My brother Yuri Lowenthal is the voice of Spider-Man in those games, and we hosted a podcast together for almost 2 years, interviewing voiceover actors, and that was a lot of fun a few years ago. And Yuri is one of the best dudes on the planet, one of the most conscientious guys on the planet, one of the most talented people on the planet, one of the most caring people on the planet, and he's a great dad and a great husband, great friend, and a great actor. So I love playing those video games just to hear Yuri's voice. Sometimes I just play the game just to hear Yuri's voice. He's so cool. But yeah, definitely. Have you played the games, Winston, the Insomniac games at all?
I have. I was bitching about how I couldn't finish Spider-Man 2 at first because I was cat sitting for somebody. So one of the perks was I played in my shit if you want. So I was playing Spider-Man 2, and then I got halfway through when he came home. And I was like, bro, can I just I see you just got a Switch 2. Can I just borrow your PS5 for like a weekend? He goes, no. And I was like, oh. All right. And then fortunately he needed me to cat sit again a couple months ago, or like a month or two ago. So I finally finished the game. So they're a lot of fun. I had a really good time with it. But I guess I'll never own it because I'm not buying another PlayStation, bro. Like after my account got hacked, I wasn't doing it. And then to follow up with this no physical media shit. Yeah, I can kiss my ass.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a good thing for sure. All right, here we go. There we go. That's it. That's the show. That's all the super chats. We only got to 70, so unfortunately we'll have to wait to watch Winston's commercial some other time. But we got close. We got close. Yeah.
You know, I will say we'll wait to watch Winston's commercial. But I was wondering if we're going to ever get a new season of Sydney to the Max.
Yes.
PLD,
yes, Queen.
PLD, you have to be so bored. You have to be so bored, bro. My God, that he was. I mean, look, I'm super fucking proud of that shit. Like that was great. That was one of my bigger roles and shit like that. But I'm dying. That's hilarious.
Oh yes,
that's
Queen.
hilarious.
Dance it out, Queen. Dance it out, Queen.
If you want to see it, I'll plug that shit. I don't even mind. Disney Plus. It's the show Sydney to the Max episode As Bad as She Gets. Go for it, bro. I've had a great time with that shit.
Those were good moves, bro. Those were good moves. You would break your leg trying to do those moves now. We're both getting older, man. Break your leg again, I guess you should say. Patty Boy says, I love Moon Knight series. Isaac and Hawk are great. Yeah. All right. Cool. Patty Boy. Respect. All right, let's wrap it up there. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Love you all madly here on the Kristian Harloff Show. Winston A. Marshall, let them know where they can find you and what you got going on, brother man.
That's what's up. You can find me at the Swaggy Blurred on all platforms. Here on YouTube, it's Spill Tequila on Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific. Today, Blurred's in the Hood, myself and Jay Washington. We're doing it an hour early, 5 p.m. Pacific, because Jay's got a show this evening. So 5 to 7. Talking plenty of stuff. We will do our X-Men 97 season finale discussion. So there will be a spoiler alert thing on there, but just understand that that's going to happen. I'll be here on Friday, obviously. And then next week I'll be here Thursday and Friday. So there's that as well. And then the one thing I did say, like, I'll still have some stuff on my YouTube channel this week, but for those that were watching Spill the Tequila, I'm in a production of 12th Night. So next week is when that show goes up. So it's probably going to be a little quiet for a minute so that I can focus on that. And then once that's over, we'll be back to business as usual.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you, Winston. Appreciate you, brother. Always good doing a show with you. Thanks to everybody who joined us today. You can follow me at The Rocha Says and my YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Rocha Says. You can head on over there at 1 o'clock today. I will be doing the Geek Buddies. We're dropping the episode there of the Geek Buddies at 1 o'clock today. We're going to cover the House of the Dragon season finale. We're going to talk the Nicholas Hoult news, and we're going to get into more of this X-Men drama that's going on with the casting that might or might not be announced D23 later on Friday. So all of that happening at 1 p.m. PT on my channel. But subscribe to this channel as well. Leave all your comments, leave all your love for us here on the show. Thanks to PLD. Thanks to all the super chats. And thanks to everybody who joined us. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of the Kristian Harloff Show. Happy Hump Day.